and it took both of my kidneys. So at the age of 5, I think it was 5 and a half, I had to get my kidneys taken out because I was suffering with seizures and high blood pressure. My blood pressure was hitting like 200, 300 at 5 years old. And so they took my kidneys out. So at the age of 6, I was on dialysis. My mommy had to pick 2. She had to pick 1 actually, but she wanted me home. But I didn't like it because the drainage, when it was called peritoneal dialysis, and it's in your stomach, it's like a tube in your tummy. And when it drains you, it hurt it. So I was crying, so I was like, I couldn't take that. So I was praying to God and asking God that, oh please God, please just do something with it. So it got infected. And I thank God for that, but I didn't thank God that it got infected. I thank God that they removed it. So then I had to get on hemodialysis, and which I could do better because you get stuck Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And so I got used to that, and I'm not the one that like needles. So I had to get used to the needles. But I say by the time everything happened, I got my first kidney. I got my first kidney at 10 years old. But the doctor told me it wasn't gonna last. So 5 years, it crashed. So ever since then, I was about 16, I got back on dialysis. And oh my goodness, I was like, I'm free, and then now I'm back here. I was so confused because at the time, I was not understanding my place. And my whole family, they basically are Catholics. So I understood that. That's how I was raised. And so I did know Jesus because my aunties had this big old Bible, have us look at the Adam and Eve story. I mean, all the time. Yeah. Little video. Kids go in the treasure and then they go into the Garden of Eden. So I was happy about that. But it was one day I had to stay in the hospital. My mommy, I still had the IV. It was on Christmas. They let me go home that one day, but I had to go back. So I was so sad because I had to leave my family at that moment. But as the time came, my brother, that's cousin, he died. He got shot up. So at the time, I was going through what I'm going through, and then that happened. And then my family didn't know that I'm the strong one, so they attended to my big brother all the time because he was going through it a lot. But so was I. And so once that happened, I graduated out of high school, and then I said, forget this, I'm going to go to college. So I went to community college to go visual communication because I like the animation. So after I did that, my seizures started acting up again. Matter of fact, at 15, that was my first time getting assaulted by somebody. I got sexually assaulted at 15. Never told nobody that. But like I said, after I went up and went to college, and everything, we had a little oral communication class, and it was about the meaning of life. So at that time, I was kind of in a dark phase, and I said to myself, I don't have no meaning of life because everything was happening to me. My brother's cousin just passed, so I couldn't understand why that happened. And then I'm going through sickness. I can't believe that happening. So everything was going so fast. So then I decided that day we all went to Chili's, all my friends, and I decided I'm going to go. I wasn't feeling no love at the time. I decided I'm going to end my life like that. So I went through suicide, and I believe that night, I missed 5 days of dialysis. And that night, my aunt, I'm going to tell you how God works though. God has angels. So that day, my aunt and my cousin came to my house. And they never come around 11 o'clock. Never. Out of nowhere. My heart was coming out like it wanted to come out my chest. And I was crying, but I was ready. I was like, I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm done. Double being here. I can't even get hit no more. And so we went all the way to Georgetown. Could have went to any hospital there was. No way from Georgetown. By the time I got to Georgetown, y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I couldn't even walk. If I would have walked, I would have run into cardiac arrest. So they had to come out and wheel me in there. But by the time they got in there, they checked my heart. The nurse said, I can't believe this. So she checked it again, but she didn't have time because I went into cardiac arrest then. While I was behind, they rushed me behind. I didn't even feel them beating on my chest or nothing because I was already out of my body. I really seen this. I seen my mom and my aunt and them crying, calling me. My mommy called me Mimi. And she was holding my hand, actually. And I saw it. And God told me to go back into my body. So that was the day that I didn't understand why God told me to come back. But when I went back, I still didn't realize what was happening to me. I still wanted to go. My potassium was 14.3. Still wanted to go. And I didn't break down about my brother's cousin until I went to dialysis and weighed myself. And so after that happened, my sister kept asking me, my sister Brenda, my big sister, she kept asking me to go to church. I was also in an abusive relationship at the time. So she asked me 3 times, y'all. So I said, okay, I'm just go ahead and go. So the church that I am now, it was smaller at first. My pastor, which his name is Victor L. Fur, and Victoria's Life of Faith, he prayed over me. He asked everybody to come to the altar. Anybody that need prayer, come to the altar. And I was so scared because I never seen in my church, just going by my church, I've seen people dancing and praying and crying. And I'm wondering why they're crying and, jumping up and down, dancing and everything. I'm like, what is this? I'm at a party or something. So then my pastor, my sister Sabrina, she rushed me up there. And then my pastor, he touched me. He prayed for me. And I felt something, y'all. I felt something so strong inside my spirit. And I didn't know what it was. But I asked my sister, what is it? What is that? And she said, that's God's spirit, baby. God's spirit is working something in you. And I said, how that could be God's spirit? All the things I went through. And then I said, I don't know what's going on. And so I said, okay, if that's God, I'm going back. I said, I'm going to fight whatever it is that God wants me to do. So I came back. I kept going back. The spirit kept moving stronger. It got so strong, I fell to my knees then. And I knew it was nothing but God trying to save me, talk to me, get me there.
Come on now.
And then after that, I got baptized. I got saved that day. And I told God I would never go back into that dark phase or give up my life like that or try to take it. And I said, I know depression is a bad thing when you're going through it. But you can abide the hand of depression. And I learned that. And I stomped on him. Every chance that I got. Everybody in me behind me.
Come on.
Because I'm going forward. And anybody else that's not going forward with me, you can stay behind me. So I knew I was healed that day. And when I got baptized, I felt like everything in that water died right there. And I said, my life has been changed. I said, my life has been changed. And I now know that Jesus loves me. No matter if I'm sick, He loves me. He saved me out of that pit, took me out that valley, and He brought me to the light.
Yes, give him praise.
And I knew from that day that it was not the God that had me from day one. And I'm still here because of Him. I got my kidney transplant 2020. During the pandemic, God told me I was going to get one. He didn't tell me when, but I was ready. And I said, these 3 might go away, but that 4th time, He was ready for me to receive. And I received my blessing that day. And I know I'm a walking miracle because God told me. He says that I'm His angel. I'm His angel on earth. And I know who my Father is. And that's my story for today.
I'll be selling these shoes for $150. Come on, give God some praise. He's a miracle working God.